If you're trying to make your truck go from sounding like this to sounding like this, this video is for you. So to remove your muffler from your truck, all you're gonna need is a socket wrench, a 16mm socket, a 15mm socket, and a 13mm socket. And optional, but very helpful, is WD-40, a light so you can see, and a jack and jack stands. So to remove the stock muffler is pretty simple. The hardest thing about it is the fact that it's underneath your truck, and physically getting yourself under there to work is annoying and painful depending on what surface you're working on. Jacking up your truck will make this job a lot easier. The second hardest part about this job is getting the hanger rods free from the rubber. I tried all kinds of different methods, yanking them, using a pry bar. I even tried using wood clamps, but ultimately the most success came from just spraying the holes with WD-40. This lubricated the rubber and took away all of the friction. So to begin, locate all the hangers. There's 5 in total. 2 on the back of the muffler, 2 on the driver's side tailpipe, and 1 on the passenger tailpipe. And just give them a good spray with good old WD-40. You will thank me later. Next, locate the muffler. It's basically in the middle of the truck, closer to the passenger side. It is just attached with 3 clamps to the rest of the exhaust system. 1 on the front and 2 on the back. The front clamp, you'll need a 16mm socket to loosen it. My truck is new, so these nuts were pretty easy to turn loose. But if your truck's not new and the nuts are rusty or seized, a quick little squirt of WD-40, or better yet, penetrating oil, will help loosen them up. For the other 2 clamps, you'll need a 15mm socket. Just loosen all these nuts until you can turn them with your fingers. Now, with a combination of pulling, yanking, bashing, and getting angry, remove both the tailpipes. You can completely remove them from underneath the truck and set them aside, or just kind of let them hang there with enough room to get the muffler out. Just be careful not to let them drop on the ground. A smart thing might be to put something underneath as to not damage the exhaust tips. Now, with the tailpipes out of the way, all you gotta do is pull off the muffler. And again, just be careful because this thing is actually pretty heavy. Don't drop it on your nuts or your bolts. And that's it. Your truck is now ready for a new muffler, or muffler delete like I did with this Y pipe. But before you start installing anything new, you should line it up next to the old one just to make sure that it looks the exact same. Because you never know, you could have ordered the wrong part, or they could have sent you the wrong part. Make sure it's the same length, same placement of the hanger rods, etc. And one very important thing to know is the intake pipe and the tailpipes all have this little screw head on them. They are supposed to line up perfectly and fit inside these little notches you see in the muffler. And when they do, you know this muffler is lined up correctly. However, on my Y pipe, one of them didn't really line up properly. So I had to grind it out bigger to make it fit, which was not ideal, but also not really a huge deal either. Other than that though, installing the new muffler is much easier than taking the old one out. All you have to do is basically everything you just did in reverse. Once you're all finished, make sure you check the exhaust tips because you might need to adjust them a little bit. You can do this using your socket wrench and your 13mm socket. It's that easy. Well, I hope that helps. And if you have any questions or comments about the video, please leave them in the comment section. I'll try my very best to answer them. Thanks for watching.